Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and just do a review of the Aful MagicOne or Awful MagicOne. So this was recommended as a IEM that might be good for critical editing. And so I wanted to go ahead and give you my 2 cents and to go from there. Just want to let you guys know that one of the key differences about my channel when I review things, I'm not looking for what sounds really good. I'm actually looking for sometimes the opposite. Actually, I'm looking for whatever is really accurate and really good for editing audio, and something that is true, something that sounds exactly how you sound, right? That's what I'm trying to look for. All right, so in journal format, I'm just going to read through my very first thought when I wore it, and then all the way up till the very end on my last thoughts, and to go from there, okay? All right, so the Aful MagicOne. Okay, so I said the ear tips, they kind of look like those silicone types, kind of like the ones in like Final Audio E, sort of. So I was like, okay. And then what I said was, on my first listen, I said, the audio sounds a little bit thinner, but I can't tell. Let me check. And so what I do is, there's this song called BB Weekend, Weekends by BB. I just play the first 3 seconds because that immediately tells me where the bass is. And immediately calibrate to that because I know where it should sound, right? And then when I first listen, I say, oh, this is the clean bass, and I don't like that. The clean bass is kind of like what a lot of treble heads, they go, oh, the bass is lean and clean. That, to me, I don't like that bass. You know what I mean? It's like, but people love what they love, right? But that is what it is. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start swapping tips, right? So I start swapping to the blue, and then I'm like, the bass is better, but not quite aggressive. And then I swap through it until eventually I settle on the red smalls, which are on here right now. And I go, this is much better. So now I'm calibrating the bass to kind of what I feel like, okay, this is where it kind of should be, right? Okay. Then I go, overall, quick thoughts. It's not blowing me away, but maybe it's not supposed to, right? And then I go, okay, I'm going to test this one song, Sweetie Closer, because it allows me to test and see like how full the female vocals are. So I listened to it. I'm like, it sounds correct, but the magic is gone. It's very standard in how it sounds, right? And then I swapped to another song, Genevieve Naive. It sounds correct, but my heart's just not feeling it, but it's correct. And I'm like, it lacks that oomph factor, but maybe it's by design, right? Sorry, I'm not using really technical terms, but at least it gives you kind of an idea. Then I go, let's go test XG New Dance. There's this one part where that one girl sings, and she just sounds really beautiful, right? Just wanna dance all night. This beat has got me feeling alright. And then I play it, and I'm like, okay, she sounds correct, but and the female vocals sound correct, but the audio is very standard. It's not bad. Everything is pretty good, but there's nothing blowing me away, but maybe that's by design. And I go, okay, I need to see this frequency response. So I start looking at the graphs, and basically it's showing me it's pretty flattish, you know what I mean? And then I say, I at least enjoy these over the hexas, you know what I mean? And then what I do is I do a sibilance test. So it's a track of Mariah Carey where I know that track is sibilance. And so I'm trying to see whether these headphones can detect whether she's sibilance.
Go somewhere, so can we make this quick?
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I said, it's a fail. It's rolling off the sibilance. So anything that's sibilance, it's rolling off. So this is not good for sibilance. You will make mistakes if you use this, right? And so I said, you won't be able to test for sibilance. And I said, I'm almost getting Adam H200 vibes. Adam H200 is a set of headphones I reviewed, and I kind of really didn't like. What they did was on those headphones, they smushed the bass, they smushed the treble, they smushed everything. It's just neutral, boring, but it's not accurate. It actually is not accurate, because when you would listen to sibilance, it wouldn't point out sibilance. It would just smush the sibilance, which is not good. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this, right? But I go, well, let's check a shouty track, right? And I check, it doesn't sound shouty. I'm like, this is bad. You can't tell what's bad right here. Whatever is bad is smushed down. Whatever is good is smushed down. And I'm like, I say, I get when people call this another hexa, right? But at least this is a smidge more interesting. Then I say, okay, I already don't want to keep this. And then I go, but I can't explain why, right? And I go, let me try my own voice, right? So what I do, I'll play my own track. Hello, microphone check, testing 1, 2, 3. This is me recording on a microphone, and I'm just testing. I'm going to first hear this on the Aful one, or Awful one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and listen how it sounds on the JBL 305s. But basically, I'm on the microphone, and I'm listening to myself. And I go, no, the voice sounds a bit higher pitched. Let me check. No, all my low end is it's like gone in my voice, right? And another thing I was saying was this actually requires a lot of juice to crank this. And so I have a little diagram here. It's showing that on the Motum 2, I'm cranking it that far. That's quite a lot compared to other IEMs. So I'm right there on the Motum 2. And I go, okay, let me test a soundstage, right? So it's basically where the person they're walking through an auditorium. I'm like, yeah, it's only the soundstage isn't good. It's a small part of the auditorium only, okay? Then I go, okay, let me test Justin Bieber's voice, right? Because to me, he represents male vocals. I say that all the time, but it's important. It's just consistency. I've been doing it for so many years that after a while, I know the song is corny, but it's like, I know that voice, like, and I use that as a reference track.
Control on myself, I'm compromised. You're incriminating. Notice.
And I say his voice is full, but at the same time, it's higher pitched than it should be. So right off the bat, I'm saying these are not good for male vocals, right? Then I say overall, nothing is wrong. You know, nothing is wrong with the bass, but but nothing is blowing me away either. You know what I mean? It's like, this is sort of like the Rode NT1 of IEMs. So the Rode NT1 is like this flat microphone. It's like all flat, and it's just like, it just gets the job done. You know what I mean? Then I say this review is shorter because it's pretty straightforward. The cards aren't complex. You know what I mean? And I go, one more quick check. Can it detect problems with a booth? So there's this one track by another like YouTuber where it's a narration, and I can hear major problems with the booth of their audio.
Just evaluated Holyfield. Hallmarks saw clear gaps.
So this is nothing to do with them. This is more just to do with the audio. And I want to see, can it detect it? And I go, no, it's dulling it. So this is not good for critical work, right? And then I go, it makes it sound like you're okay, like there's nothing wrong with that booth, but there's a lot wrong with that audio, and it dulls it down. Then I go, let me go do another reverb test, and it's basically a track where Bernie Sanders is speaking in a goddamn auditorium, right?
Not when you get bad news, fire the.
And I go, no, there's no bad. The soundstage is bad. Like you can't hear. Like when I listen to it with my speakers, you can hear the whole area. With this, it's like small. So the soundstage on this is pretty bad. These roll off sibilance, this rolls off booth issues. So overall, these are not good for critical editing.